Hello, beautiful soul. This is Claudia Williams, and I hope that you're well. Now, today's video, I'd really like to paint a picture of the contrast of what it feels like for a woman who is beginning to feel, or who's beginning to question her life. She's beginning to feel that stir inside of her soul. She's beginning to feel there must be something more for me, right? What is it? This can be really confusing. And then I want to paint a picture for you of what it feels like for a woman who has awakened. She's gone through the initiation phases, the purification phases, and she is now operating from a place of soul. She is trusting her guidance and she is awakened. Okay, now the woman who is feeling the call of a soul, feeling that stirring, she often experiences overwhelm. She often experiences self-doubt, which means she second guesses herself. She second guesses her questions or her thought or her decisions. She's plagued by overwhelm, right? She's plagued by, am I doing the right thing? I'm not sure. Always looking for answers by everyone else but herself. She's externalizing her sense of worth and value. She's externalizing her power, and this is the contrast of a woman who is awake, a woman who is feeling the call, feeling the stir inside of her soul. She second guesses herself. There's a lack of self-worth. She doesn't trust herself. And the reason why this happened, and this is the reason why most of us are operating from this place, is because we have been cultivated by a system that has been dominated by a masculine system of power. But a woman who is now trusting herself, a woman is operating from a conscious place. She's awakened. She's gone through the initiation phases and the purification phases. And when I speak about purification, right, it's a constant healing and purging and sitting with ourselves. And we have intergenerational trauma that comes up. We've got childhood trauma. We've got all these narratives and beliefs that we've got to move through, right? It's a constant purification process in order for us to get to a state of, okay, I think I'm now in my body. I've fully moved in my body, and I'm now in union with my heart. I'm in union with my mind, where my mind becomes my servant, and I'm now taking guidance from my feminine innate wisdom. Okay, and a woman who is now operating, she does not question herself, but she trusts her intuition because she's embodied, she's in her body. She can feel and sense and understand the language of a soul, and she's guided by that wisdom. She's guided by the vision that she has, and she uses her wisdom to move her forward rather than the dictates of the mind, the dictates of the personality and the ego, right? And that is why we question ourselves, because we have been guided by falsity. We've been guided by the personality. We've been guided by the dictates of the personality, which is usually limitation, lack, and scarcity. So we project, we try to prove ourselves, we try to make it, right? This is a different feeling state in our body. Okay, so a woman who is in the old paradigm, she does not believe that she deserves to live a big life. Usually that stirring inside of your soul is letting you know that you deserve to live a big, audacious life because you are big. You are big. Your capacity to hold light is big. Your capacity to live in a state of abundance is big. This is the confusion, and usually we've got to work through that in order to operate from a place of being and receiving, because we know that we are enough, because we are extensions of source. And this is a journey back to self. And a woman in this state, she inherently knows that she's worthy and valuable, and she radiates self-love because she has been filled up by the love and the light and the purity of God. She operates from that innocence of her heart because she has restored her innocence. And how she has restored her innocence? Because she has restored her humility as a child, from God. She has restored her relationship with God. And this restoration of love allows us to radiate self-love, loving self and loving others, loving self, loving others, holding that self-compassion, that empathy, that understanding, no judgment, because we have restored our innocence with God. We have come to a place of grace. We have humbled ourselves to love. And this cultivates a strong baseline of self-love where we begin to radiate that abundant feeling to everyone else that we meet. We begin to radiate God's love. We begin to radiate the purity of that love, okay? And a woman who is operating from this old paradigm, usually our energy levels are depleted because we are still striving, we're still hustling, we're still trying to prove ourselves. So our tank will run low, right? We won't have that energy to cultivate our passion. We won't have that energy to move us to take inspired action. We won't have that energy to have create inspired ideas, because we are drained and overwhelmed, because we have this belief system that I need to care for others instead of myself. There's not enough time here. We have all these narratives that we have to look at of why am I feeling overwhelmed? Why am I not energized? And a woman who is living in the new paradigm, self-care is her number one priority, because she understands that in order to live in alignment and congruency and deeper congruency with God and myself, I need to cultivate that space to get that guidance, or to align with that guidance, to move my life forward, to move my dream forward, to move the seed of God in my heart forward, right? So self-care is crucial in this new paradigm. And we do understand that the less we do, the more we can cultivate within ourselves, the more light we can cultivate within ourselves, the more we can cultivate the capacity to become ourselves and to be fully self-expressed. And a woman who is in the old paradigm, her routine, I want to explain to you her routine. How does a routine look like? She'll wake up, drink a cup of coffee, she'll have a whole list of to do, has a massive list of things to do. Her whole calendar sort out, right? Days are filled with obligations. She's got little time for herself. She's so overwhelmed. She's depleted. And the reason why she's doing that, because she is operating from lack and I'm not enough. Right? I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy to see myself. I'm not worthy to be myself. I'm not worthy to cultivate the desires and the dreams of my heart. And that is why we have all these obligations. And this is how our routine looks like. Right? This is the old paradigm. But the new paradigm, a woman who is awakened, she wakes up gracefully. She understands that she is a goddess of her life. She understands that life is a mirror. She knows that she's a creator. She understands that she is kind of entitled to live a big, audacious life. She knows that her body is her temple. So she understands the value of sacred rituals. She understands the value of prayer and meditations and self-care. And she creates a space within her mind. She cultivates that space to reflect joy, peace, fulfillment, abundance, because she has cultivated her self-care, her rituals. She has put herself first. She has put her relationship with herself and God first, because she knows that is the ultimate key to living a soul-inspired life. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please let me know in the comments what stood out for you. Where are you in your awakening process? What is the dream for your life? And how can you begin to close that gap? I'm Claudia Williams, and I am here to help those of you who are feeling that call, who are feeling that there must be something more for me. There must be something more for me. What is it? I'm here to declutter your mind and awaken you to your feminine wisdom, so that you can trust your guidance and move in the direction of your soul. and create a soul-inspired life.